Hey guys, what's up? It's Alexander Williamson here with the secret history living inside of your aquarium. Today we're going to talk a little bit about guppies. Everybody's favorite live bearer, right? So actually I have guppies and endlers currently. In this tank right now, I think there is one wild type guppy over here. And then there is another. Let's see, where is he at? We've got a lyre tail guppy that is a quick mover here. And then we've also got a female here that is the offspring of a bluegrass guppy. So, those are the ones in the open tank right now. So, the ones that are in max, or super max, I should say, are a mixture. So these ones are from old strains that were in the tank. They're babies that were hiding, left over, so to speak. I'm going to try to get at an angle so you can see them. I don't know if you'll be able to see them through the netting. Probably not. But if we take a look here, you can probably see that they have... they're getting dense in here. I don't want to keep them in here much longer. They're definitely too big for this, and so they will be moving, but this is a temporary housing while I'm shifting them over to another tank. But basically, we've got some firetail ones. We've got a few panda guppies that basically, so I got a pregnant panda guppy, and this is a trick you can do if you have if you're at a store and they're selling pairs of guppies. Sometimes I'll go and I'll wait until I see that they don't have a pair anymore and they're down to just one or two, or just males or just females, and this only works with the females really. But what I did is I waited until there was just one panda female, and I brought her home, and she happened to be, I kept her alone, and she happened to have been fertilized long ago by a male, and she became pregnant within a month of having her. No guppies in the tank with her, just her. And so she's had a couple babies. The problem being that her female babies, if I'm going to line breed, look like she is completely unremarkable. She doesn't even have the Dumbo ears that the other ones have. Luckily, two of these are shaping up to be... they're shaping up to be the panda guppies. So I will know that two males plus their mom, who's in another tank, are all the correct strain, so I can keep them together. Now, that being said, I am playing a dangerous game here in that there are males and females in this pen, and I should be splitting them into genders, because they can start getting pregnant at this early age of a month and a half old. So while I'm just now starting to see colors, and some of them you can't even tell the gender for sure, because that the gravid spot that you usually see hasn't developed very clearly, and the underneath them, the fin that's usually triangular for the female, and on the anal fin, and the gonopodium is what it's called for the male, which is usually stick-like, that sometimes has not even developed, or the males will be tricky and it'll still look like it's a female, and then it turns out to be a male like a month and a half in. There is a way to kind of tell with a lot of varieties by looking at the side of their body and just kind of making out the shape. Like, that's a male right there, because you can tell that they've got kind of a teardrop shape to the part of their insides you can't see. Whereas the females have a little bit of a different, like, oval shape to that, whereas the males have iridescence and patterning that's opaque, that extends down through the tail a little bit. So that is a more advanced way to tell, and it's not as surefire as the other ways, because it's a little bit up to your discretion, I suppose. So we're going to walk over here to the other tank where I want to show you the new hatchery going on. So over here we have a Japanese Endler, blue Endler or Guppy, depending on who you ask. I think he's a very nice looking male. So he's out and about, and they do not sell the female of this fish anywhere that I've found nearby. So what I've done is I've gotten some Bluegrass Guppies, same that I mixed with other guppies in the past. Gotten those, literally every single one was female. So it's probably a water temperature thing, but this little fellow has gotten all of them pregnant, and now we can see that we have some pregnant female guppies in this little pen. And this is the same pen from the little video I made, which is the API trick, using the test kits for actually using the test kit to the plastic lid as a container, just poking holes in it. So it's important. What I wanted to separate these two to show you was, you might think something's a female by how it's shaped, like this one here, but if you look carefully, it has not a triangular fin, but a stick-like fin, a gonopodium, whereas these women have that fan-shaped fin. You see that on their bellies, and are clearly pregnant. So even though this guy looks like he's pregnant, he's just bloated. And so he's a bluegrass and a blue Endler cross, and looks like he retained the Dumbo ears and he didn't get the lyre tail that the father had. So interesting mix, but I'm gonna separate them again, and I couldn't get a pure strain in this tank, so I'm kind of making my own strain, and that, you know, you can do that. It's just you don't want to claim that it's a strain that is something that someone else might have that's actually, you know, worth money or a proprietary name. So like this is another female right here with the big gravid spot. That's a no-brainer. Whereas if you see the one with the swollen belly in here that looks like it could be a female, even though it's got the anal fin that's more stick-shaped, no gravid spot, no dark spot on the back of where its belly bulges, whereas that one has it, that one has it. So just some little tips. This is going to be a female here too. Sorry, they keep getting close and then far. And these are all a month and a half old, maybe a month old, and they're already pregnant, some of them. So cautionary tale, sometimes you can't even sex them before, so it's best not to mix any kind of guppies unless you're ready for baby guppies of that type. So just wanted to kind of share that with you. And then I'm gonna be hopefully we'll get some Dumbo ears and some fantail bluegrass / Japanese lyre tail Endler guppy mixes, and then also we should have some that look like the guy in the tank that I set aside for you there. So just a little bit of fun there. I'm gonna walk, don't want to make you dizzy. Over here I have a tiger / leopard Endler colony. The male seems to wait relentlessly over here. These females were giving birth last night, and some of the babies you can see are back in here, and it looks like I can make out 1 or 2 for now, maybe 3, but I saw that actively going on, and so I went ahead and I separated them into a little breeder box, and I don't know for sure which of the 2 females it was, but that's what they'll look like. This whole tank is just that, and then some fork-tail rainbow fish who can be a little more nippy as far as eating the babies, but you know, with guppies you get enough babies that if you've got some guppy grass or I've got Rotala wallachia back here, that kind of thing, then they should be pretty safe. We'll take a look back here and see if there's any other babies hiding anywhere. I also have in this tank some peacock gudgeons, which are really young right now, and so I'm not super worried about them either, but that is something definitely that I need to be aware of in the future for the survival of fry. But the gudgeons don't usually go high up in the water. They stay relatively low. But I just wanted to show you guys how I've got basically 3 tanks, all with guppies, all with fry pens, and all with playing musical fish with them. And basically what you can do to raise a few strains in relatively few tanks, and then hopefully once they're old enough to sex out, it's best to separate them by gender. So then I can just have an all male and all female tank once this batch is grown enough. And then from there, if you keep them healthy for, you know, a month or a year or whatever, you can set them aside until you're ready to breed again. And for me, I wanted just to get a nice school of mostly males of these tiger endlers, and then, you know, I'll maybe throw one female in with them to breed off and on. But I'm not going to be selling most of these guppies unless somebody wants them. Probably won't be selling anything other than these ones as you know, as a endler or guppy, because I can't say for sure with the mix that has been in the tanks. But this tank has not ever had a mix. It's always just been these tiger endlers or leopard endlers, whichever we want to call them. And they both have the spade tail and the blue on their spade tail. So a little bit of fun there. Just wanted to show you what was going up in guppy land here, because I'm a live bearer lover. A live bearer lover. Say that 10 times fast. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video as the other ones. If you want to learn more about guppies, check out some of the other videos. There's some stuff on the history of them and the naming of them. And if you stuck with me this long, please like, thumbs up, subscribe. Whatever you want to do means a lot to me. These fish aren't schooling fish, but someday I hope they can get their GED and go to college, and there's a fund for that on Patreon if you want to help these fish who have dropped out of their school go to college. So take it easy, guys. Keep on swimming.